Why, hello. Welcome back to the Retic Rebellion podcast. I am Lee. I have Bill and Levi and Dana from CnB because it is their 5-year anniversary. Heck yes.
Yay!
All right.
Woo!
Let's get into it.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
All righty, guys.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, my.
And our special guest this evening is Mabel.
Mabel? Oh my God.
So what's going on, everybody?
Right. What's going on? Just another day. How was your guys' anniversary? How was the day?
It was good. It was busy. It was steady. It was great.
Nice.
Anniversary days are usually busy, so that's always nice.
A lot of dry product, or did you guys move some animals and stuff, or?
What did we move today? False water cobra and something else, but not even really a lot of dry goods, just feeders. People like to wait for the feeders because no one in the valley ever does feeders. Everything's usually just animals or dry goods. No one ever does feeders.
I don't know why that is either.
You guys have a good diversity of feeders though too.
Oh yes. Yeah. We've got day-old quail, larger quail on up to that size quail. And then we just started carrying pigs, but we always have access to rabbits and guinea pigs.
Nice. Okay, cool. Well, shoot, that's awesome. All right. Where should we do you guys want to tell us the story of CnB? It's the 5-year anniversary, right? We should hear
It is the 5-year anniversary. I will let Bill start this because this was his and our son Caleb's dream. Well, not dream, but idea, because they were both sharing in the same interest and all that. So I'll let Bill take it away.
Yeah, when we started it, the big thing was there wasn't that many shops. I don't know how many shops there are now, 20 probably. But when we started, there was like Predators, of course. There was A&E, there was LLL, and there was Custom Creatures, and what else was there, guys? There was
West Valley.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. West Valley and Glendale.
And there was another one. I don't know. Maybe you've already mentioned them, but they were off of. Yep. And then there was one
in business then. Yeah. And then there was another one
off the 101 in Union Hills, right?
I've never been to that one, but a lot of people talk to me about it, and I'm like, I don't know.
I can't remember I can't remember the name of it. That's not. What is that one? Huh. Anyways, there is another one out there.
Yeah. Right now, the only one on Union Hills on the 101 is Beast of Prey.
That's what I was going to say. Okay, Beast of Prey is.
But they opened up after us, so.
Yeah. No, I think there was one that was, kind of a similar situation. I think there was one there before, and then Beast of Prey took it over because it didn't do very good. I think, because I was going to the West Valley to pick up feeders and stuff right around when you guys had around that whole kind of same time.
And then there's always the that feed store. I can never think of the name of it. The
stock shop?
What is it? No, it's another one. Stock shop? No, there's two
Pratt's?
of them. Yeah, Pratt's Pets.
Yeah. That's my original. That's the OG for me. That was where I got my first pet. Anything was from Pratt's.
What was your first pet from Pratt's?
It was a rat, believe it or not.
A pet rat from Pratt's?
Yep, pet rat from Pratt's. Yep.
Nice. Rats are so cute, and they do make good pets.
Yeah. She
They're
was the
so
best.
smart.
I mean, she was such a good pet. She ruined all other rats for me. I could never get another one after her. But her name was
I can believe
Tickles.
that.
Yeah, her name was Tickles because her little whiskers used to tickle me, and she used to lick my ear and like my face and stuff, and the whiskers would tickle me.
That's so cute.
That's why she got her name, and she used to come when I would call her. I could let her out for days in my room, and I could call her, and she'd come running to me from wherever.
Yeah, because they learn their names. They're super intelligent.
Yeah.
Okay, Bill, but continue on with the how CnB got started.
Yeah, so there wasn't that many, and other one I was thinking of was that Desert Reptile Center. That was like one of the first ones, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Arizona Reptile Center.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, so there was that one, and that was about it. You know what I mean? And now there's so many. But so at the time there wasn't that many, and we thought what had happened was Caleb and I started going to A&E, and we started buying ball pythons. He got one. I was like, oh man, I used to have some a long time ago. I'm gonna get some. And so we got some ball pythons, and before I know it, we were buying dry marcon, we were buying this, we were buying that, we were buying lychees, we had rooms. Literally our whole upper house was just full of stuff, enclosures and reptile stuff and animals. And at that point we said, hey, let's go and let's open up a store. So we did, and that's
there
basically
were stipulations to the store, though. There were stipulations. If we were going to open a reptile store, there had to be certain criteria. It had to not stink like a reptile store as soon as you walked through the doors, because every one that I was in, that rat smell just smacks you right in the face. And that is not a very welcoming smell. So I took that upon myself to figure out how I can combat that. And years ago, Bill's parents had a boat, like a nice yacht, and they had this air purifier on there. And it just smelled so fresh and crisp and clean all the time. And I'm like, I had to revisit that idea, and I found one. And it is like the best thing that you could ever get. Yeah, we do have pigs.
How big you need?
So just trying that the air purifier with ozone is actually the best thing that I've done. Yes, it still smells like a reptile store. It doesn't smack you in the face like all the other ones do.
No, it smells more like what Kelly doesn't like, which is more like the wood, the substrate, like the natural earth smells. Mm-hmm. It's not rat smell. It's just earth. Which, I'd rather have that. Honestly, I prefer that. It makes me feel like I'm kind of like out in the woods or like out in nature a little bit more. And I prefer that, but my wife does not like that smell at all.
She's a city gal.
She prefers paper. She prefers just paper. Yeah.
So we started. All right. Get down. So we started, once we decided to open a reptile store, we had been talking to Garrett, because by this time we had been buying retics and stuff, and he had him and Cusco had talked us into doing captive bred only. Well, I had a lot of wild caught stuff, so I had sold that initially, and then we transferred into all captive bred shortly after that.
Yeah, and that was you and Caleb, right?
Yeah, it was Caleb and I. That's CnB, yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, I think we have someone else coming on tonight, I think.
Yo! What's up, guys?
How is it going, buddy?
It's going, man. It's going.
Dude!
Long time no see, everybody. What is up? Happy 5 years.
Happy 5 years. So your dad was just telling us about your collection that you guys were gathering together.
Yeah, I mean, first off, let's just start here. Half a decade's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just went like this.
Yes.
Half a decade gone.
Yeah.
And it's been great. There's been multiple things we've learned, the beautiful friends we've made along the way, most of them that are probably in the chat right now or on this live stream with us. It's a great feeling. It's big. We opened up in COVID, which is like the hardest time. Like looking back at it in 25, 30 years, you'll be like, holy shit, how did we open up and maintain in business during one of the last pandemics of, 50 years in terms of sicknesses and just the world going silent. It's a pretty big feat that we're still up and kicking. It's really cool to see. And from where we started in Sunny Slope to where we are now, it's been an incredible journey. Starting from like how my dad was saying, ball pythons where everyone starts off. And then, the funny thing about me, I had a ball python and I just jumped the gun. I went right to a ball python, right to a green tree that I got from A&E. I just dove head first into it because I was just head over heels. But, growing up, we always had salamanders and catching frogs and, Indiana things that we were doing. But it just goes to show, anybody can take care of anything. In my opinion, my personal opinion, there's no such thing as a beginner reptile. It's how dedicated you are to taking care of it. And I felt like I proved that point myself when everyone was telling me, don't get a green tree, don't get a green tree. I did. I wanted it. I wanted to take care of it. I knew what came with the territory and I made it happen. So in terms, beginner is how much you want to care about it, which is why a lot of people start with something that's easy because they don't want to mess with it. They want to just observe it for what it is, like the ball pythons and the crested geckos, because they're fun and they're super easy to get along with and the care is there. But if you're dedicated and you know what you need to do, you can take care of any reptile. There's no limitations. There's no, what's the word I'm trying to think of here? There's no shell. There's no shell of beginner. It's how much you care. And after I went to the green trees, I was like, I can do anything. I felt so accomplished with it because, yeah, I did have a problem with my green tree. He got RI. And I was really scared and nervous at the time. And I took him to the vet and I had to learn how to give injections on a green tree python. And no, everyone knows what's in the green tree python's mouth. It's scary.
Scary.
It's scary. But, that's something you overcome and you learn like I did. And it goes to show that you can really do whatever you want, whatever you put your mind to, just like how we open this reptile shop, just based off of an idea. The mind's a powerful thing. We went from just the thought of it 6 months ago to 6 months before we opened to lease signed, pre-reptile buying, LLC to open,
Yeah.
And saying a respiratory infection. My green tree python had a respiratory infection.
Speaking of which, bouncing back over to Bill, you were saying that you had gotten a bunch of wild caught and you had to get rid of them. Was that right? Did you get rid of them during the shop or before, or when you guys decided you were going to become captive bred? When did that happen?
Okay, so right about the time we opened, Brian Cusco and Garrett, I think, had been out a couple of times prior to opening. And Garrett actually had a lot of input into opening that store, ideas and stuff we'd bounce off each other, which was pretty cool. But those guys had told me, you need to go captive bred. I don't think there's one in the country that's 100% captive bred. And I'm like, well, I've collected a lot of these fancy geckos and stuff. I've got a lot of wild caught stuff here. I don't know how much of this stuff I really want to keep. So I didn't start that way, but it wasn't, I don't know. How long was it, guys, after we opened? How long was it?
It was very short.
Like
it was super
2 months,
quick.
3 months?
Yeah.
It was
very short.
And so they had planted the seed right about the time they were there for the opening. And at the time, it wasn't feasible to really go that route right in the start. So, or it just wasn't going to make sense for us to do that. So we became captive bred shortly right after that.
Nice. Before you get too far, can you just elaborate on maybe the difficulties or what's easy about that transition or going captive bred only? What's the trade-off like with that, going that direction? What makes it more difficult or what makes it better or worse or whatever?
Well, what I did is I packaged up all my wild caught stuff and sold it to one person. And I said, we're done. It's out of here. And then I filled it with captive bred, and we went captive bred like that.
Yeah.
But
Is it hard to source?
I think your question, Lee, is it easier to do wild caught and captive bred and what those differences are?
Oh yeah, the wild caught.
Wild caught, there is so much stuff that you can get wild caught to fill your store. Cool shit that, no one's ever heard of that you can get for your store. And so when we went captive bred, it's a lot harder to find all that cool stuff. Like we had
That's what I was getting to.
The most awesome wild caught leaf tail gecko. And it was huge. Brian Cusco loved it. He was carrying it around, filled up his forearm. It was massive. And then we had, the little savannas. And I know that those are captive bred now, but just monkey tail skinks. I mean, we had some of the coolest shit in there because it was wild caught. And the problem with captive bred is that it's not that wide ranging.
At the time, it wasn't. No.
Right. But
finding
now
anything.
Go ahead.
Finding cool things captive bred was hard. Sure, you get a ball python and a boa captive bred, but in terms of morphs, niche things, like at the time when we opened, one of the only captive bred things we had when we opened was our green trees.
Right.
We had about 5 of them, 5 different locales, and I think they sold first day.
They did.
Because that's been a lot. Those were really cool, but it's just hard to find. There wasn't captive bred, all the different morphs of different things at the time. Now everything's almost readily available in terms of captive bred, but captive bred is still a necessity for bringing new genes in to the community, but not for the public. It's for behind the scenes.
Wild caught, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. I would imagine the cost of the animal also is a little bit different between captive bred and wild caught.
Totally. Yeah. And that's the other thing. Like I had a guy that bought a snowflake White's tree frog probably last week, said his kid really wanted it, bought one, and he came into the store Tuesday with this little plastic cup with saran wrap over it, wanting to return it. And I said, I'm sorry, we don't, animal sales are final sales. And he went ahead and left us a bad review because it's not a bad review. He left us 3 stars. He said our pricing was overly high, he thought, because he got on a couple websites. He went to PetSmart and Petco, where he paid $55 for the little snowflake frog. And he said that it should have been $45 because a couple websites and PetSmart, Petco have them at that price. And I never, ever respond to reviews online, on Google, on any of that. This one it really kind of pissed me off because I told him, I'm like, we are a captive bred only store. These are not wild caught animals where I'm just buying a huge number of them to make money off of them. This is a quality animal. Therefore, I know that it's a healthy animal. And that's why that's why it's priced accordingly, because it's quality over quantity. Yes, Levi.
And let's specify captive bred, right? Because we're not just you guys don't just do captive, you guys do true captive bred, born captive bred in the US.
Yes.
I guarantee it, the dude got an earful of some bullshit from Petco of, oh, well, this is captive bred too. Yeah,
correct.
It's captive bred across season and brought in the farm. And don't get me wrong, in very exclusive species, that's great. Like tree monitors, awesome. If you know the person, like Wickens knows his guy really well, awesome. But a lot of those don't get treated the same as you guys do, where you're going to a private breeder and selecting these animals in a way bigger form, way more in-depth form than just, oh, let me get this, let me get that. This is coming in from this person. This is coming in from this person. These 2 are farms, but it's still technically captive bred. So we fill the check mark, we fill a box. That's not how it works. There's a lot of time put into the captive bred. So I think that should be specified.
Yes,
Yeah.
captive born and bred is what I should be specifying.
CBB.
In the U.S.
In the
In
U.S.
the
US
US.
CBB.
USA.
USA. USA.
USA. USA. Yeah.
Get off of me.
Yeah, that's got to be. I mean, in that particular case too, it was what, like a $10 difference is what he was throwing a hissy fit about.
Yes. $10. $10.
Sounds like the Arizona market if I've ever heard it.
Yeah. Yeah, but
That's
like I
just
said,
customers
I
in
never,
general, bro.
in 5
Yeah, I
years.
mean,
Go ahead.
no, he's just saying something about customers. I mean, some of my Texas and like Florida people are a little bit easier to say numbers with.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
I
but
had
you're
a-
in a niche market, bro. You're not selling a big product to a lot of people. Like me and Bill can relate on the fact we deal with the wide variety of the general public. Like that's just customers in general.
I built swimming pools and remodeled swimming pools. I dealt with a lot of people, and it's a pretty big ticket item.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely have dealt with those people for sure. Yeah.
When we went captive bred too, there wasn't as many breeders, so it was kind of a little bit of a, man, where are we going to get all these things? We were getting a lot of the stuff flown in. At the time, we hadn't made all the connections. There weren't as many breeders in the Arizona market. We were new, and to go captive bred and really do it right, we had to go all over. We were getting contacts from Garrett and going here and going there and just trying to really get the best. Yeah.
We were
It's a
scrambling.
risk.
Now
It
it's
was a
easy.
risk.
Now we get almost everything local. Almost.
It was a big risk because it like Lee and Levi were talking about the price. You know, going
Yeah.
from wild caught pricing in a store to captive bred pricing, you know, is a huge gap.
Huge
And
gap. Yes.
to transfer from that and to try to convince the consensus of the reptile community that captive bred is better for the consumer was very hard to do. Because when we first transferred over, that's what people were upset about. They were upset about the pricing and how much more expensive this was than that. And it took a lot of educating the consumer.
Sunglasses, it'd be all right.
It was a lot of educating the consumer. And something you guys might not know, or if you do know, is you're a really OG fan. When we were first starting going captive bred, we had tiny little care sheets on each individual animal. It wasn't like a care sheet you could take. It wasn't pamphlets, but we had posted on each aisle the care needs for said reptile when we were transferring into the captive bred, because the care is the biggest thing, you know?
Yeah.
The care is what keeps them healthy and happy. So you have to be a really OG fan to know that.
I remember those days.
Yeah, that was super OG.
It was super hard.
This is a good question related to the captive bred. How hard was it to make the captive bred connections to be able to make it happen when it really wasn't available then?
It was really hard.
Yeah, we relied a lot on Garrett for that, and he hooked us up with this guy and that guy and this guy and that guy, and we just started, like I said, flying in all our reptiles from all over. And then as we started to get to know more people in the community, then they started approaching me, and then and then over time, as more breeders joined in as well, it just was easier, and it's easy now. It would be easy for someone to go captive bred now. I think probably most of them are almost all captive bred, if not
Yeah,
close.
but at that time, our stock was so low because of how hard it was.
Yeah.
So like,
and if it wasn't hard to get, it was super expensive to get it.
Yeah. So like, you know, we would sell 3, you know, let's just say we would sell, you know, 3 retics, and it's going to be a while before those cages are filled because they're hard to find.
Right.
Yeah.
When we were dealing with only the super dwarf and dwarfs, it's hard to find. And same with the green trees when we had those aren't readily available. Mm-hmm. And no one's really willing to work with a reptile store unless you're breeding them yourself.
Well, wait a minute. We had Garrett from day one. That was one of our biggest feathers in our cap. We never had a problem actually with retics as much.
No, but I'm saying in the general consensus of that transfer into captive bred. You sell 2 or 3 things and those cages are empty for a while because there's just no.
It's hard to source them out.
It's hard to get them back because we were pretty much anyone who had captive bred. What we were looking for, we bought as much as we could so we could keep the stock shelved. Right. But as the time went on and they would sell, that breeder didn't have any more of the species we needed, and so the cages sat. So it was a hard time until you built up the connections to where you had 3 leopard gecko guys and 2 or 3 ball python guys and a couple of different boa guys. Because at the time we only had 1 for everything.
Yeah.
And if they didn't have what we needed, those cages sat. So that is a good question because it was really hard at the time.
Yeah, I always imagined when I was a kid and I thought I would breed something that I would just go to the local reptile shops and be like, hey, here's what I bred. Do you want these for your shop? Did that end up eventually kind of happening with some people? Did they just end up coming to you and trying to looking for you, finding you out?
We get calls a couple times a week. Either somebody wants to sell us their ball python because it was a pet, or I just had a girl in tonight who wants to get into breeding crested geckos. And she said, if I do it right and I have all these crested geckos, will you buy them from me? How does that work? And I said, well, I have breeders. I'm probably, I don't know, just depends on what you have.
Yeah.
And if I have space to house it. Otherwise, no.
Yeah.
There's so many crested geckos. It's almost to the point of ball pythons because they are so easy to breed. But
I think it might even be more oversaturated than ball pythons.
No way. There's over 43,000 genetics or morphs of ball pythons. There's I don't even know how many pages on Morph Market of just
in terms of morphs. But how many people, those things spit out eggs like no other.
Right. That's true. Whereas crested geckos only lay 2 eggs.
Mm-hmm.
But I went from 3 eggs in the incubator to only having 2 spaces open because all of the girls I have decided to lay at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and they lay multiple clutches though too, don't they?
Throughout the year, yeah.
Yeah. So it almost probably balances out if you think about it.
It
the
probably
eggs
does.
that one does per year probably is about the same amount one ball python female will produce in a year, or she probably produces a little bit more, and then
Yeah, totally.
Everyone always has 150 female ball pythons anyways, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you hear the doggies?
Oh, the doggies are going. They're
but
going.
Since we're reminiscing on old times, does anybody in the chat, remember when we were doing Savage Substrate?
Oh my God. Yes.
I do. I remember Savage Substrate.
Does anybody remember that when we were packaging and making our own substrate?
I forgot about that. In the garage
at home, we bought everything we needed, and it was just me and Ethan, and we were just in the garage slaving away, mixing up the substrate with the ratios and packaging it and sealing it and selling it.
People loved it.
Yeah, it was a great substrate mixture for tropical species. It was awesome.
It really was. A lot of work, but people loved it.
You have to be really OG to know that.
Yeah,
that's day one. Literally.
Where are day ones at?
Where are the day ones at in the chat? Come on.
That's funny.
You know what? We have 2 different kinds of day ones, though. We have day ones from the old school store that's demolished now, and then we have some ones that have been there since we opened. The new location.
Right.
Yeah, there's 2 parts of the day ones. There's 2 day ones here.
Yeah.
There's a group A and B of day ones.
Yes. Yes.
So now take us through. So you guys transferred over. You're a captive bred. You're in Sunny Slope. What's going on? You're making changes. You're starting shows. What's the next step after you started up CnB and got into the captive bred game?
I think it was we started doing those little breeder showcases, and that's how we built the connections to have our show. That's really what led into it, and that brought more breeders to the forefront, and we met a lot of people that way.
Yeah, that's what brought the community together. Because that was also one of our biggest things, captive bred and community, and we wanted to put them hand in hand and show them that it thrives together.
Remember, we used to have them shows, rap shows, and
we were doing
hold on. I'm gonna get there, but I wanted to ask Dana something before we got to it because I do want to get to the evolution of those too, because that is pretty funny, but it's awesome at the same time.
How about the weed show?
We're gonna get there. Hold on, you're foreshadowing. Is there any animals that you carry in your store, or any animals, period, that if someone was like, hey, I have these and I'm breeding them, would you buy them? Which animal out there would you be like, yes, I would buy those for sure if you would sell them wholesale? Is there any of those in your store that just sell so fast you can't keep them in stock that it's like, yes, another person breed this so I can get more?
Bearded dragons.
I knew it. I kind of led that question a little bit.
Those heroes we sat on for a long time.
Yeah, but we always want to have them.
Well, yeah, but that's not his question.
Oh, okay.
We fly through bearded dragons.
Okay. I figured, but I didn't know if there was maybe another one like corn snakes or hog noses or something like that, but I kind of had a feeling it was beardeds.
It's retail. So you're going to have your peaks and valleys. We're going to have a month where all we're selling are boas. And then I won't sell a boa for 4 months. And then the next month, we're going to have ball pythons. And we're going to sell, we just restocked. We've got 2 in the back and they're gone in 3 weeks. Bearded dragons are consistent. I will sell 1 a week, if not more on the weekends, every single week of the month. They are a consistent seller.
And like even like in the wide price range too, like from the cheapest normals to like some fancy reds too, like they just fly, right?
Yes. Like our cheapest one we carry, I think, is like 125. And then from our last showcase, I did get a red monster from John Galvin of Extreme Dragons. That one sold for $475. I had it in the shop for 2 weeks.
Okay. So beardies.
For $475 beardie.
Moving.
Yeah.
Woo. All right. Now, breeder showcase. Bill, the evolution of the breeder showcase. I think the ideas that you had were excellent, and I'm glad that you exhausted all of them, because I had a fucking fantastic time at them, especially the beginning and the first ones.
Yeah, we did the breeder showcase basically to try to meet breeders and bring them in. We didn't charge them. It was free, and we brought in 10 breeders into the store. We could set up 10 little 4 or 6 foot tables. I think they were 4 foot little squares. I can't remember, but anyway, we could get about 10 vendors in at a time, and everybody liked it. We got to meet a bunch of people. The community came out and supported it. We had a lot of people show up. That I know Levi used to come to them, but basically, I started wanting to do those to bring people into the store too. It was another draw. They were doing the breeder showcase. We're having a mini show. Maybe people would drive over. Like I said in the beginning, there wasn't that much stuff, and they did. I mean, when we had like Brian Cusco and Garrett Hartle speak at the store, it was so packed. People were all the way to the door, just packed. Was anybody there?
I was.
Yeah, remember?
I don't think I made it to that.
Remember how packed it was, Levi? All the way back, people looking over the shoulders and.
Yeah, I remember the
there
first
were a couple
one
of things that was like that.
You had a rap artist there, one of them.
Yeah,
one, I think.
Yeah, the first night we opened, we had everybody there, Clint, Dave, and then I had like the some of the breeders I was working with come in too, and some of the competitors I think came, and we had a big party and we catered it, and we had a rap artist friend of mine, W, still a good friend of mine, and he came and performed a bunch of songs, and it was a good time. So
it was just fun.
and he would come and perform. Leading in, he would come and perform at a lot of these breeder showcases too. So it was another draw. After I'd done a few of these breeder showcases at the shop, I think how many were we doing a year, guys? About 4, 3, 2?
I think it was just 2, right?
Yeah, I think it was just 2.
Okay, so we were doing 2, and then
it was
we decided
2, but we did other events too in between those where they weren't just breeder showcases, where we did try to bring different communities together at the same time. We did have the ones where it was just the reptiles, but then we had the experimental ones in between there that we tried, and it was fun.
Talk about those. We don't.
But those
we fucking do. Oh, we
those are the ones
do.
we just moved past because that was the 2 that we did during the year is what blossomed into the West Valley Reptile Showcase.
Yeah, you're right.
So what are we not wanting to talk about? What are you talking about? What can't we talk about?
Oh, I don't know. Just that one smoking lounge.
I want to talk about that.
Yeah, I do too.
That was a first of its kind.
Brief recap: the grand opening, you had Clint, Brian Cusco, Garrett Hartle, Dave Kaufman. Dave Kaufman was out there, right? You had a whole big hitters out, right?
Yeah.
And that was awesome. That was super fun for that grand opening. That was a crazy experience. I was there for that as well and hung out with all those guys. We did a crazy herping experience that weekend too, I believe. So yeah, that was awesome. And then the breeder showcase and and then the marijuana.
Reptiles and reefer, baby. Reptiles and reefer.
Herbs and herbs. Herps and herbs.
It's still fun to
Herps
say.
And
we still can't get it right today.
We had music. We had glass blowing. We had a smoking outside. There wasn't no smoking with the reptiles. You go out and smoke, and you come in, and there was kind of a dark show in there, and there was just a group of us. And it was my first ever bust. I mean, it was a total bust. It was on a Sunday. I don't think people could bring their families. It just didn't work. And I think it was just medical at the time. So it wasn't even as widespread and really, as accepted as it is now.
No, I think it was rec.
It was recreational because we just had to show IDs to smoke the dab machine in the back. But
Oh, okay.
But I think what really also killed it, there was like no front door, like where the front door and parking lot was. Like you had to go around to the back.
This was like a shit. This was shady.
Show. It was like a reptile show. Like knock 3 times, say the special password, and you can come in.
It was real shady. I remember that there wasn't a front door. You had to go through the back through like a wooden fence and get in through the back. It was just really shady.
We had tattoos going on, glass.
Yeah, Stella did a couple of her first tattoos there.
Yeah,
she did her first tattoo ever on me there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've vended that one, and I think I ended up not selling anything and then buying 2 lychees and a tegu. So
great.
It was a good time. It was a good time. Levi,
I know.
Were you at that one?
No.
Damn, man, you missed out. You should have been there.
I wasn't there either.
Okay, we're gonna run it back, guys. And this is just.
I honestly can't remember much from that show, so.
No, it's a blur.
I wasn't there. That's what I remember.
It's a blur.
Honestly, until you said that, I thought you were there.
No.
It was Stella was there.
I was not. I had to run the store.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, we didn't close. I remember that.
Yeah.
Kind of. Barely.
Nice.
Come on.
Nice.
I feel like I thought it was going to be a good combination of things, but then again, everyone thought that show not the plant and reptile, but the tattoo and reptile expo show. Everyone thought that was going to be the coolest thing ever, and it turned out to be like the least family friendly event that was ever brought together. Because nobody stopped to think like you've got this. Like I'm not going to talk. I don't even know how to say. Like you've got this like. There's no shaming the people that were doing it, but the promoter, he's a fucking idiot. Like, he didn't do his research. Like, you go to Mesa, you go to the showcase, you go to
Not
Pomona,
Scottsdale.
you go to anywhere, right? And all the reptile events that are held are family friendly. Like, we don't fight, we don't argue, we don't have no crazy shit going on. And then, like, shout out to the people that do it because it's cool as fuck. But like, you got people swinging from their skin, and it's like, bro, hold on. Like, my kids ain't never seen this before. I wasn't expecting to have to explain this to them. Like, me personally, like, I'm cool. Like, hold on, let me explain this. But the shock factor, like, really turned people away. And you just got to know your crowds. Like, and there is a crisscrossing of the two, right? But you got to know, like, how to promote it and do things. You know,
I feel that's
so the reefer is
like
definitely nowhere near the level of like fuckery that show was.
Yeah, 100%. Because I mean, who's gonna sit down? You got to sit down. You're thinking about a reptile you want to buy while you're sitting down getting tattooed for an hour and a half, and you get up from the tattoo and it fucking sold.
Dude, all I can actually picture is a bunch of like biker dudes, people with ashless chaps, weird ass piercings. When he said that person was swinging through, all I can think about is just like the weirdest people and the weirdest, most inappropriate outfits and everything going on. It should probably be more of like a reptile centered, like as the showcase, and then also like with tattoos at the very bottom, like to balance out that market a little bit better.
And I thought, like, in my head, right, I'm thinking like a tattoo expo. I'm like, okay, that would make sense, right? Just tats and reptiles. Like, you know, you got people showing off their tattoos, you got people doing tattoos, but it was the other stuff that came with that side of the world,
right?
That got brought in. That was like, hey, hold on, pause. Like, again, I'm not talking shit about nobody that's into that stuff, but don't get me wrong, you do you, boo boo, but to cross the two, again, the promoter's a fucking idiot because that wasn't specified this is going on. It wasn't a good combination of things. But like, if you were having a bunch of tattoo artists, and you know, Bill, maybe this is something you do in the future, tattoos and tattoos only, and reptiles only, that crowd fucking intermingles, dog, just like a lot of the reefer crowd and the reptile intermingle. I thought it was going to be a way bigger thing than it was. Is really what I was getting to. I thought it was going to pop off.
Here was my thing with the Reptile and Tattoo Expo. You have people, when you go into a tattoo shop to get inked, they wipe everything down. Everything has to be sterile. They're creating microcuts in your skin. It has to be sanitary. You have reptiles, you have substrates, you have airborne whatever from the reptiles and the substrates, and then you have microcuts in your skin. Not a completely sterile atmosphere. Not that every tattoo shop is completely sterile, but I mean, there's
what's a little infection in a fucked up tattoo?
I mean, so you obviously you got to do a little bit more sanitizing, but like, I take some pretty gnarly bites. I spit on that bitch and I move on. Like it.
But you're not giving other people that. You know,
but at the same time, like I'm taking a full on bite, and that's like way deeper than any tattoo is going to be.
Totally.
That's direct to the bloodstream, and I'm not. I don't think I wouldn't be too. Obviously, there would have to be some kind of precaution, but like I don't think it would be that big of a worry, to be honest.
It's got to be two separate buildings, I think. If you're going to do them at the same time, it's two separate buildings. That's the best way to do it. Tattoos in one building, reptiles in the other, but they're connected.
Put a bunch of UV lights up. It'll be fine.
Sterilize everything. It's perfect.
It kills COVID. It'll kill a skin infection. We'll be fine.
Just close your eyes. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, absolutely. All
so
right.
I'm looking through the chat here. And Todd asked a good question. He goes, what all goes into the decisions on what animals to display / stock in the store?
We had kind of at one time, we had a little bit of everything, and we basically have narrowed it down to certain categories, and those categories are displayed above the animals. So it goes like boas, ball pythons, reticulated pythons, colubrids, and more reticulated pythons. And then it goes like iguanas, tortoises, four-legged stuff, and then we've got leopard geckos and crested geckos. That's basically what we stock. And the reason why we don't have all that crazy monitors and high expensive geckos and things of that sort now is because they sit, it's not something you turn over. I'd rather fill that with another bearded dragon. Of course, I didn't mention them. We do have a huge bearded dragon section, and or whatever. We'd rather fill that enclosure with something that turns over, that will sell a lot more quicker, and it's more popular, and also give them more variety of what people are really looking for. And it takes years to really understand and really get a really good pulse on that.
Yeah,
and I feel like we got it now. We got it boiled down at this point.
It took 5 years to get to that point. But going back to what Todd says is, when we were starting off, it was really like just what we liked. Yes, we had bearded dragons and leopard geckos, but at that time, my dad and I, Bill and I, we were really into the Drymarchons. So we always had, indigos because we loved them. That was our favorite snake. We always had 2 indigos, and we always had Crebos, and we just kept shit we really liked in the store because we're like, oh, we like it. Everyone else will. And then, we have Eastern indigos for, 4 months. And we're like, well, what the fuck? These are an awesome snake. Everybody should love these. And at the time, it was good because there was only, I think, one guy who had them in Arizona. And we would get them twice a year. And those moved. And then they just, Drymarchons just, it's a very niche community, as it will be with any sort of colubrid. Colubrid niches are very individual, but it
depends on the colubrid, but
oh yeah,
you had to say colubrid, didn't you? You just had to say the magic
well,
word.
I mean, okay, well, if you looked at the Drymarchon market, and especially the indigos, they were endangered. So that's just in of itself. There's not a lot of stock, period. So the time that you guys jumped into those was like a very, very hard time to sell them, period. Because anybody would look at them like, oh, this is a badass snake. Oh, wait, I can only get this one out of the 50 states unless I'm paying $5,000 to this person that's got one of them on the other side of the world. It feels like, I would argue if you did it now, it would be way better.
Yeah, for sure.
Now that they're unendangered, there's plenty of captive bred going around now.
Yeah. But at the time, it was just shit we liked. Like, I got really into the Thai bamboo rat snakes. That's still one of my favorite colubrids ever. But we just kept those because I thought everyone would like them because they're easy as fuck. They don't need heat. They like it cold and wet. You can just put them in. They don't even need a light. So this is like the crested gecko of snakes. They don't need a light, and they like it cold and wet. And I was like, oh, this will be cool. Everyone will love these. And then they just sit. So you have to take the general consensus of people. Yes, if you like X thing, there's probably a person we have that can get it for you, but it's not worth it to take up a spot in the store when we have something that will move. But it was fun when we had just the shit we liked. When we were just super heavy on the stuff we liked. It was awesome. You're like, shit, you don't want to sell it. You're like, man, I would love to take this home. Like having the indigos. Those are killer snakes. Those are still one of my favorite snakes of all time.
Too much shit.
Oh yeah,
Too much
spray.
Shitting.
They spray. But it's an awesome snake to just interact with and play with and just look at. And same with the Thai bamboo rats. They're very visually appealing. But I mean, you have to take the general consensus of the public. Like, we had green trees, and then like when we first opened, and then we just kind of strayed away from it because those sit. And if you guys remember, we only ever had one ever, the Amazon Basin Emerald Tree Boa captive bred.
Yeah.
That was one of the coolest fucking things we've ever had.
Beautiful. It was so beautiful.
I still can't believe y'all sold that thing. That could have been an iconic snake for years to come.
I would.
That thing was killer. But it just goes to show, like, everyone will find their niches and little things they like how you guys do the retics. But when you're doing a store, you take the consensus of the public And like my mom says, bearded dragons fly. Bearded dragons and ball pythons and leopard geckos are always going to fly because it's the easiest thing to get kids into.
All about the kids.
They're the least intimidating of the reptiles. I mean,
yeah, for sure. Customer difference between two locations. That's a good question too. Starting off in Sunny Slope, I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy in Sunny Slope, you know? We all have stories about things that happened and people we saw, and customers going both ways. It's been loyal. Like, the loyalty has remained the same throughout the two locations.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we still have people from Sunny Slope that still come and see us because they're our friends and they like us and what we do. But in terms of general consensus, where we're at now, I mean, it's a reptile shop. You know, it's a reptile shop. The customer base is kind of the same. Yeah, you'll get someone who looks like they're from Scottsdale, but that's like the oddball out, as funny as it sounds.
It is.
There's really no difference between the customers we see in Sunny Slope and here, rather than we might get a couple more people that live in Paradise Valley, 2 or 3 people. Other than that, it's really no different. But that's a good question too, because you'd think on, you know, Sunny Slope to North Phoenix it'd be big, but it's a reptile shop. I mean, if we weren't open, at the end of the day, if we weren't there, people would be going to Mesa or they'd be going to A&E. So I mean, they'll go everywhere. That's a good question though, because exactly.
That's what we did in the beginning. We went everywhere.
Well, but we started in Sunny Slope. There wasn't as many stores. People would travel distances to come see you. And right after we opened, Scales and Tails popped up right close to us. And then there was already Custom Creatures. A&E wasn't far away. So, I mean, you know, it was real quick that we got snuck up on competition, and people, you know, they had a lot of options. People aren't going to drive an extra whatever miles for a rat. You know what I mean? So it was hard to build the customer base. And when we pulled away from there and moved up north, it was a lot better.
North, you mean up on a little bit farther down Bell, more towards the 101.
Yeah.
I feel a lot fucking safer at the new store than I do the old store.
Oh my God, we could give you some stories.
I pull into that parking lot and see people walking by. I got my hand on my gun. I'm like,
dude, that's so funny.
Motherfucker, I'm not.
Every time I went to their store, I was strapped. Every time.
Customer base is kind of the same, but man, the people you saw.
The area is the difference, not the customers.
Yeah, I will say that anecdotally, like every time I've been in recently and I just hang out at the shop or whatever, I always happen to be in there when it's like a brand new person coming in for the first time. And I'll say these people that I'm seeing coming in for the first time and then like the ones down in Sunny Slope are different. Like this is like middle class families coming in like, oh, I just was driving by and saw your shop. And didn't there used to be one here? You guys always been here? Like, I will say, like, the people coming in are a little bit different because it seemed like the people coming into the shop sometimes look for stuff were the homeless people walking around the street just trying to get in and get a break.
They weren't customers.
Yeah.
Can I eat a rat?
Yeah.
There was remember, Bill, that one crackhead that came in and asked if he could eat a fucking rat?
Yes.
No, I remember the crazy woman coming in and we couldn't get rid of her, and oh my God. And the one guy used to come in all the time and he wouldn't leave.
Johnny.
And then the homeless would come in and just look all the time. There were so many homeless. In the morning, we'd have to wake up, sweep the needles away. It was pretty bad. So eventually we said, well, I'm getting out of this lease. And we did. And then a few months later, they kicked everybody out and demoed the building.
Shit.
So that was fun. But
it's a Harbor Freight now.
Yeah. It was worth it. It was worth it.
That is hilarious, though. I mean, I do remember that old shop. I used to stop by there all the time because it was honestly like for what I do for a living, it was pretty convenient. You were always like, I was always kind of like right there.
Yeah.
But I mean, even the new shop.
I'm not going to say that the new location is 1,000 times better, but we do get the occasional homeless person in. especially in the summer, because they just want to come in and cool off. And there's never been any trouble whatsoever.
Yeah.
No, it's totally fine.
Yeah, you got the tame crackheads down there, you know?
Yeah.
Well, they have more options of buildings to go into. Also. I mean, there's a whole chain, and they can go to the Fries or whatever that's right there. So it's a little bit like they have a little bit more options and stuff. But
they do.
It is very nice up there. The buildings, like the building outside, like is nice and everything like that. It's very approachable. I think it's cool.
Yes.
I like the new spot.
I do kind of miss a barbecue joint though.
Yeah, that was good.
Little Miss Barbecue is fire. We ate it so much we were sick of that fucking place.
Totally.
We were going there every day.
Honestly, don't think I ever had it.
Man.
Are you kidding
That's
me?
good.
Dude, that is good
I'm
barbecue,
not kidding
dude.
you.
Are you kidding me?
I wouldn't kid you.
Oh, you are not, James. Stop it.
So, all right, I got a hot question. Sales wise, from Sunny Slope to the new store, has it increased? Is it the same?
It went
no,
up.
it's definitely increased.
Yeah,
it's definitely increased.
Nice.
Bro, you definitely look like one of them. I'm not going to lie.
I'm
I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. We know each other. Relax. Comedy, funny.
Hey, ooh, hey.
It's just the customer base, I think, is different myself, because we could get somebody come in just out of the blue and built buy a whole setup and an animal. Happens all the time, whereas Sunny Slope, it just didn't happen as much. And I really think our location, Dana always said that was a lot of reason why sales ended up dropping off, was the increase in competitors, and the fact that, man, the homeless, I mean, who wants to go down there anymore?
It was driving people away.
Yeah.
Totally it was.
And they were crazies too. I mean, they were dancing around, pulling their pants down, needles sweeping off the porch. I mean, it's insanity. Smoking
We had one
fentanyl.
homeless guy. We had one homeless guy down there that set up in the corner and had his cart and, his tinkering. He had his little partitions up, and Bill told him, dude, we don't mind that you're doing this, but don't do it during business hours. And you know what? He came through that night and wrote that we were racist on the front of our window screen.
Yeah, I remember that. Just a fucking tweaker.
We had him on camera. We saw him do it because we had him on camera.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, are you kidding? We've got Lola that's been with us since day one, but we're racist? Oh, okay. And it was a white guy calling us racist.
That was good.
A white guy with red hair.
That was good.
I'm like, you are so fucked out of your mind that you're sitting here calling us racist. And Lola's there every fucking day greeting this guy. And you can't fight with the mentally ill,
Nope, you sure can't.
You just gotta let him be.
Shout out.
What are you talking about? Me and Lee fight all the time.
Shut up.
Oh, I was shouting out someone else, but he knows who he is. Shout out.
Oh.
He's mentally ill. Shout out. Shout out.
Oh, I love you, Lee. There's like 3 people that are going to get that.
Yep. That's why
I love that. That was fucking great.
I missed out because I was
undiagnosed mentally ill.
Self-diagnosed.
I'm pretty sure it's so obvious. I'm pretty sure he can be diagnosed if a professional took some attention.
Well, I mean, when you stalk people like that, yeah, it's pretty fucking evident,
Yeah.
But anyways,
new shop. The breeder showcase evolved into
West Valley Reptile Showcase.
Yes.
At the Civic Center in Glendale. Not inside our store anymore.
September what?
I don't know. I'm not at work. I'm relaxing now.
You don't have the flyer in front of you?
I did
look it up. It's sometime in September. Look it up.
It's 12th.
Better yet, go into CnB and ask them for a flyer on when that show is. Go into CnB, buy a snake or a lizard or some feeders and get a flyer, but go in there and figure out when the showcase is in September. What day?
Well, because they're going to use that flyer.
Helps you guys
they
out.
can come back to this, the September 12th and 13th.
Boom.
I've got it in my calendar.
Well, I've got it in my calendar, but I'm on my phone, so I can't look.
Right.
Okay, James, what do you mean whose choice was it on Vern?
That's Bill's.
That was a Bill's choice.
Vern never liked me.
No.
Vern still doesn't like me.
Dude, Vern changed everything for me. He changed everything, the whole way I thought about reptiles. He was the biggest life-changing one of the biggest life-changing animals I ever had. I had a tegu that I had for 4 or 5 years. I got Vern, and he was just so much more to me. And then I got Veronica, and then I got the two of them, and I was spending so much time with them. I ended up giving the tegu to our really good friends who still have it, but it just changed me, and until this day now I have 5 of them, and I just absolutely love them. They're great pets, and they're litter box trained, and they run around the store, and they're a big attraction there at CnB, and they're the best, man. Now Levi's got one.
Real quick, I don't know if I know this answer, or if I had, I don't remember. How did you stumble upon the white throat? Like what can you kind of give us the lore behind that? Like, where did you start? Like, what were you looking into? And then how did you like kind of stumble in onto the white throat?
So Curtis, who used to work for us, he had got a white throat off of one of our customers, and I think they met at the shop to get it. And I saw this cool lizard running around, and I said, I want to get one. And I found a guy in Texas that had a Cape Banded that was about a year old and male, and that was my first one. And then the Veronica I got probably within 4 months. I got her, and she's about the exact same age within 6 months of each other. And I got her out of Valparaiso, Indiana, which is right by where we used to live. So I had people I know go take care of that for me. It was crazy. I just looked it up online. Craigslist white-throated monitor. Could have been anywhere in the country, and it was 20 minutes from where I used to live. But that's that. And now I've got 5. We got Little Girl, and we got 2 more.
Vern was your first monitor, right?
No.
I thought official monitor, like you actually kept it and raised it, not messed with it.
First one I committed to, for sure.
I remember when you got those damn things.
Yeah.
Vern was pretty small.
Vern was like fucking.
He wasn't even 18 inches long. He was tiny.
I was gonna say he was like what, little under a foot.
Yeah, he barely was over. Like he fit like from head to tip of the tail. He was like just right above your bicep.
And I mean, going back like that, you only had the 1 8-footer back then. Remember that, or it was a 6-footer. Remember that when you first got Vern, it was just a 6-footer back at the fucking Sunny Slope.
Yeah.
Then you let him start free roaming. Then you got Veronica. Then you got an 8x2x2. It was split in 2 in different like sleeping areas, if you will. And then it wasn't until the North store where you built the triple stack, right? Where you were like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go all out. Yeah. Like the evolution of the enclosures is so much fun to go back and think about. Like all the retics and the monitors, right? Thinking about all the different personal shifts and changes you made throughout the last 5 years.
The retics too, man. I have went through some retics. I should have so many clutches by now. You know, with if I would have stuck with what I started with. But like I said, you know, it was an evolution. Now I'm locked down. I'm locked in, totally locked in. I look at my snake, I can't peel a single one away. You know, so I love that feeling. But yeah, I mean the retics are a big part of CnB.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, the retic evolution, the monitor evolution, the cage evolution. Because I mean, Lee,
how about that chase wall that I put up? how they get, instead of putting ramps in there, just putting a chase wall and letting them climb and cutting holes out of each side. That saved a lot of space for them to have. So there isn't a ramp in the way.
Agreed.
Retics were always big for CnB. If you guys remember Jeremiah, that was one of our icons of CnB.
Oh yeah, Jeremiah.
World's first amelanistic retic we had.
Super dwarf amelanistic. Yep. Yeah.
He was just so boring, and I hate amels.
It doesn't matter the more if he was iconic.
Yeah, he was a world's first. Dude, he was
Talk
pretty
about
badass.
day one-ish. Like, that snake was like day one-ish.
If you guys want to watch a funny video, there's one of our most viewed reels is me unboxing Jeremiah, and I have a fucking COVID mask on, and I sound like I'm 12 years old.
You do.
And it's a funny video. It's a funny video.
Opening up his pillowcase.
Yeah, and he just sprays piss everywhere.
Now Sylvia's bigger.
That.
Sylvia's bigger now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was a really small super dwarf, dude. He was really a small super dwarf.
He was 9 foot.
Yeah, but I mean, he was really tiny, dude, for what he was.
Yeah,
50%, yeah.
For introducing super dwarfs to Arizona on that level, the way that you did, Jeremiah was.
Yeah,
Jeremiah's the reason I went to fucking CnB in the first place. I think was hey, they've got this really small retic, and I didn't know much about super dwarfs at the time, and that's what drew me in. And then I kept coming and coming, and now we're fucking here.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He just kept coming
steps,
and coming and coming and coming. He just kept doing it. Just kept coming.
That's a big thing for any reptile shop.
Super dwarf.
That's a big thing for any reptile shop. Like, what was the one off of the 101 that had all the venomous, where you could look into their venomous room, where they had cobras and things like that. Yeah,
Reptile Mongol.
Yeah. Reptile Mogul. They had that whole venomous room,
there you go.
And I would just go there just to look back there and see if he's fucking with his cobras.
Yeah.
So I mean, having cool shit, cool big things, venomous things, it still brings people in. Like, people still want to come in and see Vern. People still wanted to come in and see Jeremiah, because people would come in and go, they have that huge snake there. And same with Arizona Reptile Center. Before they closed down, they had the huge berm there, and people would go to see it. Yeah.
And blue.
People would go to, and blue. People would go to see it.
Shit. R.I.P. Blue.
Shout out to our regulars, too. How about our regulars?
The real one.
There's one of our regulars, James, right there. Shout out to our regulars. We love having you guys in and chilling out in the back. We got the couches. We hang out. Don't stop coming over, because we love it. You make our day.
Did you just put that comment up?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it kind of answers itself with the expo.
I was just about to say, I didn't know if you had put it up or not, but I was going to address it. It was like, coming to the expo, that is kind of where that happens. I mean, that's where you have all three of us there. I mean, Dana's there, but she's running the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? So you got to leave her alone. But
she's throwing her back out, don't lie.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I mean, that's where we do the hands-on, the more educational stuff. Levi is really, really good with that, especially when he brings out Ruby and stuff like that. I'm good at kind of talking to the adults and kind of educating them. Levi's really good with the adults and the kids. He's very family friendly with that. So the show is where that's at. Now, maybe in the future, could we set up a specific little time or area in the show to bring everyone over to do that? Maybe something like that could happen, but definitely at the show, coming to the booth, that's where we do that.
And then in the store,
come to the booth.
In the store, I do it every time somebody wants to see something.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it.
You chase people out of there with a broom. Don't lie to people.
I say, you know what, guys? This is the 14th time that I have discussed this. Why weren't you here 3 hours ago?
Yeah, you gotta have she has a designated hour when you can go in and you can get information from Dana. Other than
should just
kicking you out of the fucking store.
You should just take yourself next time and throw it up on the TV to say, actually, it's going to be up in 5 minutes.
Yeah, you need to film a
Perfect.
YouTube video, an educational video on each species, and we'll run it every time someone has a question. That's a good idea.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
But I do the best I can, but I also point them to other big creators on YouTube that I personally know and like. So that's Snake Discovery, Adam Wickens for Wickens Wicked Reptiles. That's always a tongue twister. And Clint. And then if it's usually an older person and they don't want to watch YouTube videos like, adults, parents, I always tell them to go to Reptifiles, reptifiles.com. I have been following this lady since she came out, probably about the same time we opened our store. And she is a husbandry expert. She is spot on. She gives you recommendations for store-bought substrates, all the way down to the perfect ratios to make your own substrates. I mean, she is just fantastic. And now she has ventured over to making TikToks, and I still watch them there whenever they pop up on my FYP. And I do follow her on Instagram, but those are like my main 4 that I go to when I don't know something. Those just roll off of my tongue. I can only give so much because I'm self-educated, I'm self-taught. I'm not an expert whatsoever, but the people I know and that I trust, those are the ones I constantly send people to.
And during the shows, I mean, I can't tell you the amount of times I hand a business card over and I'm like, go stop in, see Bill, see Dana, come be a part of like the family vibe. Because the one thing away from the show, I will say, is the store is more personable, and the aspect that it's no high pressure sales.
No,
you guys aren't there. You guys are there to make a sale, right? But you're not there to push a sale. And I explain that to people all the time. I'm always like, hey, pop in, check it out. It's more of a family vibe than it is anything else. Anytime I'm in, anytime Lee's in, anytime one of us are available and a kid wants to see something, whether they're going to buy it or not, we pull it out if it's safe.
That's right. That's right.
Or if they want to show, I'll pull out something fucking crazy.
Yeah. And usually for me, and usually for me, if somebody wants to see a snake, they want to see a big snake. So that's when I pull Celeste out. And then they're like, ooh, and odd and all of that. So, I mean, but there are people that come in and that's the first thing they ask, can I hold something? And that's where I have to take a step back and think, not only they're not going to buy anything, but they're just here to use this as a petting zoo type atmosphere. So I have to put our animals' health and safety above just, hey, let's get this snake out. Let's hold this snake. And then 8 kids hold a snake. You know what I mean? Because that stresses the animal out. It stresses the animal out. I don't care that you're going to tell me it's not, it stresses the animal out. So if there's a big group of kids coming in and that's the first thing they say is, can I hold something? No, I'm sorry, they just ate.
It's just about the well-being of the animal.
Yeah, and that's what it boils down to, the well-being of the animal. And I don't care. I mean, if you're going to be shitty and pissy and because you couldn't hold a snake or whatever, that's on you. That's not on me because this is my livelihood. I enjoy what I do and I'm looking out for the animal because they can't talk. They can't speak. The only thing they're going to do is bite you. And then you're probably going to cry and get pissy and I'm bleeding. That's on you too.
I'm calling my lawyer.
Yeah, well,
go ahead. It's posted, Oh, I see that it's posted. Hold at your own risk. So what can I hold? It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way.
Well, there's multiple, there's a couple things going on there. Like, if you're coming in and you're a regular customer and you're regularly spending money, probably going to get a little bit different kind of treatment and stuff like that. But if you're coming in and you're going to treat my reptile store like a fucking petting zoo that you can just come in for free and not have to pay a ticket for and hold whatever you want and then just fucking leave, and you've wasted my time, you've stressed out the animal, and you haven't even bought a fucking sticker even. Like, come on, this is a business. If you want a petting zoo, go to the fucking zoo. Exactly.
But I do want to say is that I like to think that I treat every customer the same way, except when it's mostly kids that come and ask those questions. But I'm in the public, you know, I work with the public.
Yeah.
It's a retail store. So I like to say that for me, I think that I treat all customers the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
no, absolutely.
I mean, whether they're coming in to look, I greet everybody the same, unless I know you. And then it's like, hey, how's it going? Come on back, sit down, let's chit chat. But if you are just a normal customer and we have a repertoire, then I'm going to treat everybody as a potential customer.
Yeah.
So I have to turn on my dazzling personality. I don't hover. I don't like to be hovered over when I'm in any type of store. I greet them all the same. If you have questions, let me know. And usually they're just looking and I'm like, that's fine. Take your time. And, you know, I just go on about what I'm doing, but I always keep an eye out. So I know if they're like hovering around something, they're not sure about something, then I go back and ask, are you guys doing okay? Did you have questions? Stuff like that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely.
But I am not a hoverer. I don't like to hover. It's very uncomfortable. I don't like that when that happens to me, so I don't want to project that onto somebody else.
Yeah, I think it's uncomfortable for everyone involved when you're being hovered over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Feel like you're buying a car.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's
absolutely.
It's a living, breathing thing that needs to be taken in. We don't want to sell it to the wrong person. You know, we don't want to sell it to just anybody. We vet these people, make sure, you know, most people are prepared for a ball python. You buy the right setup, or a corn snake, or most of the stuff if they have the setup, or they purchase the setup, whatever, you know, but they're vetted a little bit. You know, we don't just sell to any old buddy.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, hot take, but I'll die on this hill. I think ball pythons are a fucking terrible pet and a terrible first snake.
I do not recommend them for first-time snake owners. I don't.
I feel like that's the biggest lie perpetrated on the reptile market. Those snakes are not the best.
I agree. I always send them to a colubrid.
I will die on that hill.
I send them to a colubrid, or if they want a bigger body snake, then a boa. I want to put something into the hands of people that have zero experience that's fairly easy to take care of, but eats. And a boa will eat, and a fucking colubrid will eat. Unless you're talking about hognose, then at least all of my hognoses eat. So I've never had a problem with the hognose not eating. But I never ever lead anybody into a reticulated python for a first-time snake owner.
How dare you? How dare you?
I know.
You take that back right now. You take that back right now. No.
Depends on how dedicated they are. I have sold to a few after I talked to them. I have sold to a few first timers, but you know what? Most of them come back.
Yeah, and you just get a feel for it per customer. Like how I was when I just jumped to a green tree. You know, you got to show that you're dedicated and that you want it, not just, oh, that snake looks cool, I'd like to purchase it. Like we've had multiple instances where we just haven't sold to a person because it wasn't the right fit for them. They loved everything about it, but when you got down to the nitty gritty of what the care was, and you could tell they weren't open to
comfortable.
That's when you steer them in a different direction to where they'll be more comfortable and enjoy the reptile rather than it feeling like a chore.
Yeah, you have to kind of feel them out, you know, because we have a guy who's new to reticulated pythons, not new to snakes. He's heavy into ball pythons, but he wants something different, something more active. And he saw us at the show, or he saw a video or something, came across our page and knew we had the retics and came in, and I'm like, Bill, you've got a customer that wants to talk retics. I know that's your deal. And here he comes and put a retic in his hand. And it wasn't that day, but a couple days later, he came back and bought a retic. And he's been in several times since then. And he is like just the happiest guy that he finally got, because he still likes his ball pythons, But a reticulated python is just much more active. You know, you can see the intelligence, I think, going on, that they're trying to figure shit out. Whereas ball pythons, they're
100%.
happy just hanging out around your neck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what drew me
100%.
to the indigos.
Yes, they're so fucking intelligent. So intelligent.
You have to change their cage up constantly because they'll get bored of the same shit over and over again.
Yeah.
And you could tell, like, when Bill and I had ours and we'd trade handling them, when you give the dry mark-on to a person that it doesn't know, it knows that it's a stranger. It's not comfortable. It's not relaxed.
Yeah.
It'll move a lot. It'll act squirrely. And then when it gets back to its person, it just is like, oh, thank God. I can just fucking chill now. And they just sit there.
That's
They're
sweet.
so
That's
cool.
pretty fucking sweet.
Man, I remember we loved those for the longest time.
I still do love them. I still do love them. I think my two favorite species of snakes are hognose because they're short and cute, and they're like my Boston Terriers and Frenchies. But then I love the indigo, the longest North American snake.
It's a killer
it's
snake.
Jet black, and you
Yeah.
can get
Oh,
one
yeah.
with a red throat. They're fabulous. They're fantastic. They're beautiful.
You
And
just
they're
got to be ready
intelligent.
for diarrhea.
Yeah.
I was on Wiccan's live when he was doing a live with Daffy's Reptiles, and they were talking about indigos, and I was replying, not fast enough, about how they shit, and somebody responded, and I giggled out loud, is they responded with, they're great except they paint with their assholes.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah,
They just spray.
yeah,
They just spray.
all over the walls, all over the walls. They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
an amazing animal, except for the shitting.
Yeah, like Todd's saying, they're awesome. It's my favorite colubrid of all time.
Yes.
Next to the Thai bamboo rats, those are just cool because of how their care is. But in terms of like my favorite snake ever is the Eastern Indigo.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get much cooler.
I was about to ask,
those are Caleb's birds that he abandoned when he left and moved out and got married.
Don't put that shit on me.
Now.
I can't have birds at my apartment.
They're two pineapple green cheeks. Conures.
Goddamn birds.
Yeah. No, it's
give them the Tara.
No, they're my birds.
Yeah, give them to Tara.
No.
Give them the Tara.
She'll want to separate them, and they're bonded.
Yeah.
She's not going to separate them.
She'll separate them. I'm not giving my birds to Tara.
End of story. End of story.
Bill, feed them to the retics.
What
They're
is that?
only squawking because they hear their dad's voice.
That's
Come
it.
on now.
That's what
okay, enough of the fucking birds.
We had a lot of birds at the shop. Remember that shit?
Oh my God. We had Uzi, Smash, Aspen, Mac. Didn't we have two Indian wingnuts, two different kinds?
River. We had River. We had Valley.
Aspen.
Yeah. They were the biggest pains in the asses down there. They were so distracting from work.
Well, everybody came in to see birds and not the snakes. They just wanted to come in and see the birds.
Levi,
I was a bird brain. I was a bird brain for a long time.
Yes, you were. Hot and heavy into them. Yeah, Zane, we had birds when we lived up by you guys. These kids had birds when they were little, though, too. We had finches. Or no,
parakeets.
We didn't. We had canaries. We had
parakeets and canaries.
Yeah, parakeets, canaries, and then Bill got into birds, and then he was doing all the different species of finches, and then they started laying eggs, and it was so much. It was so much.
That was pretty fun when the finches were having babies.
That was fun, except those Gouldings were awesome because they were so cute. But it's no thanks.
Yeah. 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 But
Done
I
with
grew up
that.
and I didn't have like fancy, I didn't have like birds like that. I had, when I was growing up, we had 20 chickens, 4 turkeys, 12 quail, 4 pheasants, 2 potbelly pigs, and I had my rat. Like that's what I grew up in. And so I'd go in the backyard and just fucking farm back there. But granted, this was in 27th and Dunlap, the neighborhood right across from Castles and Coasters. So it was definitely not a farm property.
No, not at all.
No, but
not
yeah,
at all.
I've done that. I've done that game. That's fun. And then we did finches later in life. All the crazy ones. Yeah.
Now, if I ever did get rid of Mac and Pip, which I'm not, I would have just a singular male canary just so I could hear it sing.
Singing and squawking is 2 different things.
What about Marshall?
Somebody asked about him.
Oh, that was James.
Right.
Instead of coming to the.
No, he said that people come in for him. I was going to say,
fuck
the birds, fuck the reptiles.
Now they come in to see
Let's
Marshall
talk about the
Burn.
big ass dog. That's an absolute fucking menace.
Yeah,
he's been there since the beginning of I got him right after we moved. So he's been at the new store he's grown up there. He's been there every day with us, every single day since we got him.
The birds at home are not bad because they're technically called apartment birds because they don't squawk a lot, but they're hearing all the noise going on now with my voice, Caleb's voice coming through, and Caleb was the one that had them originally. So that's why they're squawking now. Otherwise, they're really not a problem. And plus, we're not home throughout the day, so I don't ever hear them. But when we do sleep, I like to sleep in on Sundays. And they know that usually right around 8 o'clock is when I get up. And if I'm not up, then the birds start squawking a little bit. They do a weird pitched squawk to get the dogs barking. And then that gets everybody else up.
They're smart.
They are smart. They are smart. Dad and I was arguing one morning, and as we're raising our voices, they're screaming at the top of their lungs. So I go over there and scream at them to shut up. And they just loved it. Their eyes got big and they're screaming louder. And I was like, I can't do that because they love that.
Yeah, they love loud shit.
Oh. But when you're in a heated argument and you want to yell, but you got the birds screaming back at you.
That's the perfect thing to yell at. They don't give a fuck. They think it's hilarious.
So the next time I'm over, right before I leave, I'm going to scream at the birds.
You'll probably scare them and then they'll start screaming back at you. Yes.
Exactly. That'll be my parting gift to you, Dana.
Love you.
But anyways, all right, fuck the birds, fuck the reptiles. We was talking about the VIP Marshall.
Oh, that
dog may be a menace, but he is now the shop icon.
Yes.
Marshall.
He is a dog.
I was going to say, bring him on.
I don't know if you two knew this, but I did not want that dog.
What?
I did not want that dog.
This is the first time hearing this.
It is?
Yeah, I never. What?
Yes. Okay, Bill and I have been together over 30 years. Okay.
Marshall.
Moved in when I was 18. Over 30 years. Not once have I heard my husband say that he's always wanted a Doberman. I have never.
It's because you weren't listening.
Those words never came out of his mouth. So we get Marshall. We just lost 2 of our oldest dogs within 24 hours of each other. That brought us down. That brought us down to 4 dogs. Doable, manageable. 4 months later, I gotta have a Doberman. I've always wanted a Doberman. Oh. He takes me down to the breeder. I don't say a fucking word. I did not want that dog. For one, it's a working breed. A working breed dog. You know what that means? High activity.
It's super lazy and doesn't like to do anything.
Are not
it's a
high
very boring
activity
dog.
people. We are not high activity people. So Bill gets the Doberman. I don't speak to him for 4 days. Complete silence. I don't say hi, bye, fuck you, nothing.
Oh.
Nothing. I don't look at the dog. I
that
don't
would drive me
touch the
crazy.
dog. I did not want that dog. Now I love the dog.
Hold on. If I go get a dog, do I get 4 days vacation like that? Is that all
Possibly.
it takes?
Melissa.
Not here, man. Not here. That only happens when I bring reptiles home. If I bring a dog home, that's a gift. I brought a gift. It's just got to be the right one.
See, I don't know that I would get a Doberman. I mean, no offense, Bill, but your
Why
dog's
not?
a fucking menace.
What?
Come on, dude. You want that?
I, for one, love being molested by Marshall. I love it. Okay.
You're down here like once every fucking 6 months.
3 times a week, James.
So
3 times a
I
week.
get a little shot. I get a little shot of him.
Like,
so what?
I overshot the shit out of it. I was gonna say 7, but
You overshot, yes.
What'd you say?
how many times a week does Dana want to kill Bill?
And what'd
I
she say?
said 3.
She
Dude,
said
we're
3. I was gonna
seriously
say 7.
thinking-
See, the
Insane.
majority of the time, I'm fine, man.
It's 3 times a day, James. It's 3 times a day.
I love how Bill's just sitting back and catching strays through this whole fucking thing.
Oh, it's going to be
No.
on once this is over. No, I'm teasing.
See,
love
now
him.
let's talk about the reptile enclosure that's going to go in the backyard right in front of the window.
Oh my god!
No,
Why
not
would you
in front of
even
my back
bring that up, dude?
Bye, guys.
Why? Fucking
Bye.
Well,
grenade right there.
I stopped.
Threw a
I
grenade
stopped.
in the room.
I stopped that idea.
Actually, tonight
I'm not
I was
doing it.
cleaning up. Do you remember when we had the tortoises last year because Bill just had to have some redfoot tortoises?
Okay, hold on. That's my fault though. I told him how cool mine was.
Yeah,
God
but
damn
how
it,
many
Lee.
do you
Don't
have,
take the
Lee?
fucking blame, Lee.
Okay.
Lee.
However, I only did
No,
have
take
one.
the blame. This is your fault.
There you go.
I did only have one sulcata, but
One. So I was thinking about this. So you know that
Hold on.
space-
Pause for
Yes.
just a second. Can we
Yes.
just shout out let me give Bill some credit here. Lee has a sulcata that's going to be 250 pounds and just big as fuck. And Bill was like, I'm going to get some redfoots. Hey, in Bill's defense, he could have got it's going to be 250 pounds and mow people over when it wants to and destroy
Exactly.
brick walls. He went and got redfoots. Redfoots are manageable.
Yes. And they're
They're
personable.
personable.
See, Bill, don't worry. I
They
got
were
you.
personable.
Yeah.
Okay, so that space, I was cleaning dog shit up out there tonight, and I thought if Bill did want to build something, he would have to build it here in this space. So that did go through my mind. But did you guys also know that he had the 4 redfoots, and then he also had the 2 Burmese mountain tortoises too?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, those things are cool as fuck. I still can't believe you don't like fully fall in love with those.
They're boring. They're just boring. I deal with them every day at the shop. I take care of them. And I told them, if you want these, I am not taking care of them because I take care of them at the store. I don't want to do that here. When I come home, I'm taking care of my dogs. That's something that gives back to me. Not your snakes because I didn't want snakes. Not your tortoises because you wanted them. So if you want them, you have to take care of them because I just want my dogs. Love you. So yes, so I was thinking that not outside my bedroom window. I just had beautiful plants planted there. that are blossoming with pretty flowers. And the space is already cleared and there's a sprinkler system already set up there. So if you did want to build something, it would just have to be in that space between the air conditioning and the wall.
It's going to get too hot there.
What do you mean? They're monitors. They take
they're going to be too hot. Too hot. They can't get away from it.
They've got the sprinklers. It'll be fine. Trust. It'll be fine.
That was
right. Well, we could do it third part of the year. When it's too hot, I'm bringing them inside. They're going back to the shop.
How about them apples?
Then they can just go back to the shop.
They're staying at the shop. I'm not moving anything anywhere.
Yeah. Even better. Even better.
Yeah, I am. I am, Joseph.
No
croc monitor for me. Holy
did you guys see that captive hatch
I
one?
saw James here got wrecked by our blue-tailed monitor. Absolutely destroyed his hand. And that's nothing compared to a croc.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no way. I'm not risking it, man. It's kind of like having a cobra. I just don't want to risk it. It's not worth it to me.
Okay, but listen to this story, you guys. Bill was highly and heavily thinking of getting a croc monitor. And I'm like, I don't think you understand that what a bite can do to you. He's like, well, Vernon, Veronica, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, and if I get bit, I'll just deal with it. And I was like,
you ain't dealing with it.
Deal with what? A fucking lost finger? Your hand gone?
Those things are like
just deal with it.
Those things are like the Marshall of monitors, dude. Those things are like the biggest, most elite. Like those are fucking crazy animals.
They're
just deal with the bite, dude.
And they're awesome, but they're too much.
They're a giant.
Just
tree
deal
monitor.
with the bite, dude. It's fine.
Just deal with it.
I'll deal with it,
Here's his hand.
What else am I going to do?
His hand, it's been on ice. I hope it can be reattached.
Who needs fingers or 4 pounds of flesh in their leg? Fucking
no one.
Not me, guy.
God,
4 less pounds I'd have to
So
cut.
I'm off that. I'm just on the white throats now. I'm not getting a croc.
I will say though, that dude, he just captive bred croc monitors, and he was hanging out with one of his babies, and holy shit, those things are crazy cool looking.
They are. They're so cool looking. I like them, but it's
the risk. Yeah. No, what is funny though is there's all these people that have them, like even the wild caught ones that they've tamed down to be like extremely nice. Like Tom Crutchfield comes to mind. Like he hand feeds his, and they like gently take the food out of his hand and stuff, and he pets them and does all those things. It's crazy. Like the balls you have to like get comfortable with a wild caught croc monitor, and like just that whole thing is wild. That's fucking wild.
I don't even care if it's wild caught or captive bred. It is, at the end of the day, I don't care the bond you have with it. It is a fucking wild animal. I can get bit by my dogs that have been domesticated for thousands of years. That is a wild animal. And that's not a risk I'm willing to take.
It comes
that's
down
fair.
to respect.
I mean, that's individual consequences and what you're willing to deal with. Who was that one story? Who was telling us that one story, Lee? Where I think wasn't it Robert that was holding a croc monitor, and then the owner took it back and it got him, or somebody was holding a croc monitor, and like they were able to hold it, handle it, gave it back, and then turned around and like bit somebody right after and like really messed them up.
Yeah, I think it was Robert telling us that story.
Yeah,
I know
that's crazy.
I know
That's
Tom
scary.
Crutchfield got an accidental bite, so it wasn't even like I think he was hand feeding, or he went to go pet like the lizard, and it thought it was food, and it immediately realized that it was his owner. But like even that, literally he almost lost like I think 2 fingers, or at least definitely one was like cut up bad. Like it's fucking bad, and that thing wasn't even really trying to hurt him. Like wasn't like trying to like be super defensive and bite like out like that. It was just a little, oh shit. Oh, I thought you were a piece of chicken. Oh, you weren't. My bad.
Exactly.
And damn near degloved him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, I'm good.
A mainland, full-grown mainland hits you like that too, and goes, "Oh shit, I shouldn't have bit you. It's too late, man. You're gushing blood."
Oh yeah. I mean, not even a mainland. Once they get around 9-10 feet, like that bite, even if it's a grazer, you're getting sliced open. It's bloody. It's bloody as fuck. You won't even feel it. Like I had one hit me. I didn't even feel that she actually hit me. I only knew that she hit me because when I put my arm down, it was just blood was just dropping all over the floor.
Yeah, it's surgical precision.
And fucking super sharp.
I did see one guy get bit. He said it was, I don't know what the hell it was I heard about. But man, I saw a picture of his arm, and it was the worst thing I'd ever seen. Because he pulled. He pulled. It was just, it looked like something off the Terminator movie, man. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. You know.
Well, either he pulled or it was a food response and the snake grabbed him and wrapped him. I don't know if you've seen that video. It wasn't too viral. A dude was handling I think it was a coastal, and it grabbed him and spun and degloved everything. It wasn't just like a little spin. It was a full on, like the snake spun, I think, a couple of times. And people don't realize, like, it's like razors, man. It's like a hot knife through butter at that point. You're in for the ride.
A carpet's mouth is worse than, well, it's as bad. It's a bad one too.
Yeah, full size carpet. They've got the curved teeth, just like the mainland. I think mainlands are curved, aren't they?
They're all kind of
super curved.
Aren't the males?
They're all pointed backwards. They're just pointed backwards slightly. They're at an angle. So when they grab food and when they use their teeth, it pulls it in. So their teeth are just like
a shark.
Never pull away if you get bit. Don't pull away.
Like a shark.
Nope. Which is so fucked up because that
would be the same too.
You know what's fucked up is like you're not supposed to pull away, but your natural instinct is to immediately pull away when something strikes at you.
Yank it back.
Fucking the hardest thing to break though. Your instinct is just like, get the fuck away. And that's what fucks you up every time.
I agree.
You gotta train yourself to grab them.
Yeah, there's a couple comments. One was like croc monitors getting too common. I mean, kind of. Yes and no. I don't think they'll ever be like crazy common because now like Dana and people like us know them, don't want to take on that risk. It's kind of hard to get them bred captively, and they're really expensive if you're getting them captive bred. Like $8,000.
I was going to leave that to like Robert and all them take that conversation on.
Yeah. I just wanted to do it because I mean I got into Crocs for a little bit, but they're just not worth it. They're really expensive and they're intense and they're a big tree monitor basically.
Yeah, so. Let's talk about Levi's viral MBK bite.
1.2 million.
Out of all
Burmese pythons will fuck you up too.
Yes,
Zane. It doesn't matter the species; it matters the size and the force. Burmese pythons may be more not lazy, but laid back than retics, but they're still gonna fuck you up if you get bit.
Yeah, if you get hit by any of those big snakes, I mean, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. They have mouths full of teeth, and I mean, you gotta think about it, they're grabbing prey that's pretty big and trying to run away pretty fast. I mean, it's just you gotta have teeth that can hold them. So, yeah, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. If you get bit, you don't have to get bit. I don't get bit very often, so you don't have to. But if you do, it'll suck.
Yeah, Levi, talk about that fucking MBK bite, man. That's a great one.
Just
those snakes in general, man. That pair we had were fucking assholes.
Oh yeah, they got resold and fucking bit the people that bought them. They're just
That's
fucking
a world famous
motivated
snake too.
Fucking food motivated animals, man. All the shit I've ever done, all the educational shit I've ever put out, all the good shit. Nope, a bite video is viral.
It's what the people want to see, man. They like seeing people in pain. It's just what they like.
Gotta be true.
Okay, guys, what else are we going to talk about?
What's the future look like for good old CnB?
Stan doing the same thing, I think.
What?
Okay.
Doing the shows.
Oh, what's the future look like for CnB? Since we kind of talked about where you guys started, where you're at now. Now, where are we going? Where's the future?
I hope it's bright.
Yeah, we're just going to continue on doing the same thing, doing our show twice a year. That's added a lot of busyness to it. And
A lot of
Should we
we're
talk about
doing what
that?
we're doing. Hopefully, the big thing for us in the future is going to be filling the store with triple threat retics. So that's for us is the biggest change that's coming, because we'll be no longer buying retics and reselling them. Of course, we buy a lot of them, so it makes it worthwhile. But the fact that now we'll be producing our own, which we've had Lee's before. Lee and I had one clutch before, like we've said in the past. But for the most part, to be able to start filling the store with hatchlings and have a bunch in the back available and sell even more retics, I love selling retics more than anything else.
Spaghetti sandwiches, James.
What the fuck?
Well,
I
let's
don't
talk
even
about
want to know.
the next show is going to be a lot bigger.
Yes.
So
Yes.
be ready. It's going to be a lot bigger. Bill and I are working on the layout of it. We got a pretty good one coming, and I will tell you, I'm pretty happy with the way this is coming together. I think it's going to be a legit show. Everyone will be happy, guests and vendors.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Can
It'll be
only
nice
go
with
up
that
from
wall
here.
tore down in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get to see the layout, Caleb?
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
way nicer.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
I think the vendors will be happy too once they actually see it in play and like actually in function. I think they'll be happier as well.
Agreed.
It's just more space and more opportunity.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Well, and then I played around with some like unique shapes for different types of vendors. Like I did like dry vendor booths, because they're going to have a lot more space, but maybe give them more space to come in if they want to bring their own aisles and stuff like that. I try to think about a lot of the different things when setting that up. So, Yep. Cool.
Okay, guys.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Unless you have anything else, Levi.
No, I mean, we'll just end it on a shout out to Garrett Hartle for really pushing CnB to the moon and coming in and helping out and really, taking that big name and pushing a local store to the maximum that he could help out.
Yep.
You're right. We should give that a little.
Garrett.
We should do a little bit of that, because not only did Garrett do that, but Garrett brought me and Bill and Caleb and Dana together, which then inevitably brought me and Levi and his family together. So, I mean, Garrett was kind of like the impetus to all of that, because I knew Garrett and then Bill knew Garrett and then Garrett connected us. He's like, oh, 2 Super Door people live in the same state. Here you go. Meet up and become friends. And that's exactly what happened. So,
And he's so good at that. He's so good at that.
Yeah. So shout out. That was that. Without it, none of this would be even possible.
That's true. Very true.
So awesome.
All right, guys.
Marshall being a menace. All right. Great episode.
Happy 5
We'll see you
years, guys.
Thank
5
you.
more.
We'll
Half
see
a
you
decade.
guys next week.
Sounds
Goodbye.
good.
Thank you.
Bye.